Hi, my name is ColdBeer, and let's start with Syberia, the world before.
Game consists of two parts. In the first one you will play as a girl who is beginning a brilliant career as a pianist. However, shadows begin to appear over her future at the dawn of the Second World War, and the next part of the story will take action to a year of 2004, where you will play as the girl imprisoned in the salt mine. A tragic event propels her into a new adventure in search of her identity. So you'll play in both timelines and explore a fantastic and poetic world with its amazing sceneries. One thing I can say for sure, this game is beautiful. Of course, not as beautiful as you, my friend, but still looking very good. The art direction is at the top level, and it alone should spike your interest in this adventure game with a great story, especially if you like to solve some complicated puzzles and not crack hardest riddles. Oh yeah, sadly the game is not for the weak, it will squeeze your brain power quite well, and all that is accompanied with a symphonic soundtrack composed by Aynon Zur. You probably know his tracks from Syberia 3, Fallout, Dragon Age and Prince of Persia. Also on Steam you can try the free demo version. Frostpunk. If you ever had a dream to make children work in the mines, this game will fulfill this dream of yours in no time. Frostpunk is a city management and building game, but with heavy survival elements and resource management mechanics. You will be in charge of a steampunk society that survived the collapse of civilization. But sometimes it's better to perish with the others than to be governed by a maniac like you. Just remember those children you sent into the mines. Anyway, you know, their hands are tiny but they are fast. Some of them might die. Their parents will organize a coup against you, but, you know, you can't rebel if you're dead. You know, you rebel, you die. Also in this way you will have less people to feed. Everything falls in place like mayonnaise on the potato salad. Since the premiere, Frostpunk has been enriched with a number of updates. Now you can enjoy the new endless mode that increases the game's replayability. There is also a new scenario, the Fall of Winterhome, that further expands the game's universe and lore. And for the dessert they added things like naming characters and automatons, and finally a photo mode. The game has about 90% of positive review score on Steam and is great for everyone who likes to dive into a post-apocalyptic world and make it better. Or worse. Way worse. Volcanoids. If Satisfactory and Riftbreaker had a baby, Volcanoids would be the result of their forbidden love. This is a base-building open-world survival shooter with heavy steampunk elements. Here you can play absolutely alone or with up to 3 friends and explore an ever-changing volcanic island. Upgrade your drill, fight hostile machines and reveal what's been hiding in the depths of the underground. You can also capture resources and technology and use it to destroy the rest of the machines. The game is in early access since forever, but it has very positive reviews and gamers are saying that this is a real hidden gem, and if you have friends, it's almost a must-play. Dishonored 1, 2 and Death of the Outsider. In these now classic games, you are playing as an assassin who is given supernatural abilities by a mysterious entity. Dishonored is a stealth game set in a subgenre of steampunk, whale punk, or more accurately, whale oil punk, because all the engines and machines are powered by burning whale oil. So anyway, as I've mentioned, it is a stealth game, but you can play it as a brute force lover as well. You just have to be way better with controls because fighting multiple enemies is a real challenge here. Only the best of us can dance around the danger like that. The real fun of Dishonored comes in combining all your powers with your weapons and finding your own way through the semi-open world environments. People who play the game are praising the great story and unique visuals. Also, review scores on Steam are either very or overwhelmingly positive. Bioshock Infinite. As the first two parts, this is an immersive first-person shooter sim with a wonderful single-player story. While the first and second Bioshock games were set underwater, this time you go high into the sky, to the city among the clouds named Columbia. The year is 1912, and you have to rescue a mysterious girl or die trying. Well, knowing you, the latter option is more likely. Oh come on, I'm kidding, you are great, never doubt that. Now subscribe. Anyway, the Flying City is a beautiful and vibrant world that holds a very dark secret. Here you can rip apart time and space to shape the battlefield and turn the tide in combat by pulling weapons, turrets and other resources out of thin air, throw explosive fireballs, shoot lightning and release murders of crows. Game has more than 90% of positive reviews and is a real gem every first-person shooter lover should play.
The Order 1886.
This is a unique vision of Victorian-era London, where people use advanced technology to battle a powerful and ancient foe. As a member of elite Order of Knights, you will join a centuries-old war against a menacing threat that will determine the course of history forever. A powerful and ancient enemy known as half-breeds grows in strength and numbers in and around the city, and if that's not enough, rebels declare all-out war on your order and the police state you represent. You will wield awesome weapons and gadgets like Argon, Thermite Rifle and others. Sadly, the game is PlayStation 4 exclusive and it is also quite short. Black Skylands. This is a steampunk experience that combines elements of open world, sandbox, top-down shooter and action-adventure games. You will become a skilled and valiant young sky marshal, fighting to protect your people from the invading bad guys. You will take command of your own airship and embark on a journey through a world of boundless skies. Gather resources to craft powerful weapons, upgrade your ship to new heights, unearth ancient secrets and engage in beautiful battles. When I played the alpha or demo version of this game a few years ago, I was really impressed by the style of the game. It surely draws inspiration from Hayao Miyazaki and his creations. Also, do yourself a favor and prepare for yourself some Abney Park, Steam Powered Giraffe and other soundtracks from steampunk bands. This way you can truly elevate your experience with Black Skylands, that's for sure. Bulwark, Falconeer Chronicles. You will create your own fortified settlements within the haunting and eye-catching landscapes. The core gameplay is focused on wildly building across the rocky cliffs and crags of the world. Light resource management and story elements bring your creation to life, while giving a voice to its inhabitants and allowing you to expand it with exotic new build options. Also, it's not just a simple city builder. The threat is real and the battles will be glorious here. Don't ask why, just look, you will be fighting dragons with airships. How cool is that? The game itself is a spin-off of the Falconeer, a beautiful air combat game created by a solo developer, and this city builder is definitely worthy of your attention. Far Lone Sails. This is a vehicle adventure game where you travel across a dried-out ocean following the tracks of a once thriving civilization. Through an array of roadblocks and hazardous weather, you need to keep your vessel going. While doing that, a lot of questions are circling in your mind. Where will this journey take you? Are you the last of your kind? What happened to the ocean? Will you taste potato salad ever again? Will they finally make another Edge of Tomorrow movie? Can we, with the help of AI, make more Firefly series in the future? And why, when you drink 1 liter of beer, you piss out 2 liters of piss? I guess if you crack the latter, the Nobel Prize would be yours without competition. So it's only you, your machine and the big nothing. Far is an art from the big A. True fart, if I may say, but in a good sense. Dark Envoy. This is a non-linear RPG with free world exploration and emphasis on tactical combat layered with lore and strategy. You'll explore the world using Skyship, your base of operations, and watch how the world changes based on your decisions and actions. In Dark Envoy's world, locations will randomly respawn, becoming progressively more challenging to travel, so you have to think hard before you choose your traveling direction. I know it can hurt a bit, because thinking is not what you practice on a daily basis, but don't be scared, once you try it, you can't stop anymore. The game really shines in the field of visuals. It looks beautiful, and that is because developers try to do their best. Sovereign Syndicate. Here in this Victorian steampunk CRPG, you will explore an open world filled with mystery and danger. You can choose from 3 playable characters with branching stories that intertwine. You will investigate, interact, and take action to leave your mark on the world and its inhabitants. You will not find any random stat points here, and will have to use your skills to level them up. Game wants you to trust your fate to the innovative tarot card chance system. You can solve problems with combat, persuasion, magic, or even explosives. The game is heavily influenced by games like Fallout, Baldur's Gate, and Disco Elysium. NPCs react to your gender, race, appearance, and choice of dialogue, so you'd better look and act the part if you want the right results. But not everything is certain. Luck plays a role, and it's all in the cards with the aforementioned tarot card chance system. Well, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of randomness in the games, and luck is exactly that. A random outcome to which you have no or little influence, at least when we are talking about approximately equal chances of success and failure. Sunless Sea. This is a horror gothic game. Here you'll be able to explore the Victorian Gothic universe of fallen London, with a focus on exploration and exquisite storytelling. But be careful, some trips might lead you to a certain death, or worse, cannibalism, or the worst, lack of potato salad. Anyways, people really enjoy the beautiful art of this game. Here you'll also meet some very well painted Lovecraftian sea monsters, and the whole vibe in general is very ominous. Even though you will have to read walls of text here, you will do that with joy because the writing is fantastic. But don't expect fancy combat or fast plot lines full of exciting events. No, game is slow, but the brilliant storyline, writing quality, and world building aspects are all handled very well. The only downside is, since you will die a lot, you will have to start over. If the giant crabs, sentient icebergs, and swarms of bats don't get you, madness and cannibalism certainly will. And those nicely written texts won't seem as nice to read for the 10th time. SUNLESS is more like choosing your own adventure novel than a game. If you like slow-paced, story-rich games, then get in the boat and try to fish the biggest marinated herring you can find. Yes, they come from sea already marinated, if you're lucky enough. Also, there is a second part of the game called Sunless Skies. Here, instead of a boat, you control a flying locomotive, and despite it being part 2, they are not related by story, just more of the same style and adventures. Great game as well. Machinarium. This is one of the cutest and coolest puzzle games I have ever played, although keep in mind that it will truly test your IQ. Puzzles here are really hard. Well, they are all crackable, but if you are not a die-hard puzzle fan, it may be a challenging brain sport for you. The world of Machinarium is populated only by robots of various forms and functions. One of the most interesting places in this world is the old, rusty and legendary city where the game takes place. You will have to get rid of wicked robots, save the mayor of the city and also your robot girlfriend. A dream of yours, I know. It's a wonderful game and it has an overwhelmingly positive review score on Steam as well. Iron Harvest. The game is set in an alternative timeline of the First World War. The main thing that distinguishes our world from Iron Harvest is the giant steam-powered robots, main weapons of the war. You'll find a huge variety of them and I'll be honest, they look very detailed. All the design features are absolutely 10 ColdBeers out of 10, although the gameplay itself is... well, it's a decent strategy game, but if you are a fan of StarCraft or Command & Conquer, Iron Harvest is not for you. Avoid at all cost. Like, literally, do not take it even if it's free, even if they pay you. But if you are just a casual player, then yeah, try it out. Keep in mind, your grandma as well could play this game, even if she's dead. Mine is dead and she plays this game all the time with my other dead grandma, and even they want a faster game. So Iron Harvest is that slow, I'm not kidding. Although that doesn't mean that Iron Harvest is easy. It's slow, but it's hard. It will challenge you and your grandma. You can play online in co-op mode together, by the way. The most annoying thing is that robots have reaction delays. You click on some spot and then you watch how your mech still goes to the previous direction for 1 second or so, then stops, then slowly starts turning and moving where you want it to go. The developers say that they did it because of physics and realism, but what it actually does, it infuriates you and you just want to quit the game. SteamWorld Dig 2. Game takes you on a mining adventure forged in Metroidvania flames. When an old trading town is struck by mysterious earthquakes, it's up to you, a lone steambot, along with your unlikely companion, to uncover what trembling terrors lies beneath. And you know what you will uncover deep below?
Your fat mama snoring.
Oh come on, no, it's a secret and you will have to discover it by yourself. So you will dig your way underground and explore vivid worlds riddled with treasure, secrets and deadly traps. Fight dangerous enemies at every turn of the underworld, including shadowy creatures and the haunted remains of an ancient electrical threat. Well, this game is obviously story-rich, and that is awesome. Arcanum of Steamworks and Magick Obscura. There is a big chance that you have missed this game 22 years ago. Well, I absolutely did. I have no idea why it wasn't popular in Lithuania back then when every kid was playing Baldur's Gate 8 times in a row. So Arcanum of Steamworks and Magick Obscura is a straight highway to Nostalgia Town. Good thing is that the game was made in the time when everyone wasn't woke, and some themes in the game are being thoroughly avoided by most of the games nowadays. Also, the game is not dumbed down. I just recently played Diablo 4, it is a really fun game, game but made in a way that an absolute idiot could play it. You don't even need to arrange stats anymore, everything is done for you. You just click, click, click and you win. That is amazing, but, you know, it's not the same as before. And that is not the case in all good games. Here you'll find 16 primary skills including gambling and healing, 80 spells with 16 colleges of magic and 56 technological degrees with 8 disciplines. The game is huge and replayability is really high as well. Like really, I'm not kidding, here you'll find more than 300 unique characters and monster types. People on Steam are saying that if they could sell their soul to the devil for the remastered version, it will be a great bargain. Sadly, most of them are probably redheads, so the devil is not interested. Well, anyway, let's hope to see a remastered version someday in the future. Airborne Kingdom. This is a sky city builder where you grow a unique town among the clouds, build housing, satisfy needs and grow your clan. Maintain lift, balance weight and be careful not to run low on fuel while you fly it across a wide open landscape which changes with every playthrough. Search for resources, find lost technologies and discover the fate of the ancients. At the same time, gain allegiance with the ground kingdoms and help them find artifacts, construct monuments and build trade routes. Your guidance can propel an era of harmony, but knowing you and knowing me, we will probably crash into some thriving city and kill thousands of innocent people instead. Lies of P. In this Souls-like game, you are a puppet who's caught in a web of lies with monsters and untrustworthy figures. You are awakened by a mysterious voice that guides you through a plagued city of Krat, a once lively place that has been poisoned by madness and bloodlust. If this description reminds you of your ex, then all good, you are half ready for the adventure. Here you will develop a unique combat style to counter your enemies by weaving together dynamic weapon combinations and activating new abilities. Lies of P is a reimagined fairy tale of Pinocchio, reinterpreted as a dark, grim narrative. You know, a Pinocchio for adults. When you lie, it's not the nose that's growing. If you add another P to the name of the game, you will understand what I have in mind. No, really, nothing like that, it's a joke. I played the demo version of the game and all I gathered was, again, that I suck at Souls-like games and I shouldn't even touch them. If you are like me, avoid this title. Few hits from big enemies and you are dead, and you will have to replay the whole chapter again. If that doesn't scare you, keep in mind that the game has around 90% of the positive review score and is probably a thing you want to try. The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing Final Cut. This is definitely one of the most known action RPGs out there. This version of the game is a collection of 3 standalone episodes told as one continuous story, with 6 playable classes and a new endgame mode with a huge variety of open missions. People on Steam are saying that this is a very addictive game. Not as addictive as potato salad, but there is a huge chance that you will have a lot of great time, although it has some minor problems, lame targeting system and a bit shallow character builds. Also, you may encounter some bugs and glitches along the way as well. But anyway, this game is really entertaining and also huge. The campaign is offering over 50 hours of gameplay. Also, if you are in doubt, you can download a free demo version at first and try it out. They are billions. It's impossible not to love the visuals of the game. Such nice details are usually not present in the games where you look at things from afar. So it's a strategy game set in a distant future about building and managing human colonies after a zombie apocalypse destroyed almost all of humankind. Now there are only a few humans left alive that must struggle to survive under the threat of the infection. Billions of zombies roam around the world in massive swarms seeking the last living human colonies. So you must build a town and protect it from zombies. This is a simple and genius idea. Well, it's surely not new. Similar missions of building and defending your base against swarms of enemies were implemented even in the first StarCraft in 1998. I'm not saying that you will enjoy this game for a long time, but in a short period it is a great vaccine against boredom. Just don't let that single zombie slip in. One zombie is all it takes for your city to burn. Be careful. They are billions, but you are the last of us. Thief. Here you'll step into the silent shoes of a dark and lonely thief with an impressive set of skills. Challenging heists, inaccessible loots, the best kept secrets and money. Nothing is out of your reach. You are like just any, politician, but less harmful. Here you'll explore the sick and troubled city, from its shady alleys to the heights of the rooftops. Sneak into the houses of the rich, infiltrate the best guarded mansions and lurk in every dark corner and steal the best recipes for potato salad. Yeah, you will also have access to many useful steampunk-themed gadgets, meet living statues, and observe magic infused into machines. People are saying that Thief is a nice game, but not a masterpiece by any means. It is a bit too scripted, has tons of loading screens, but the mechanics are nice and very satisfying. Myst. This puzzle game was one of the first titles I have ever played on my PC. That was around 30 years ago, but don't worry, this version I'm talking about is fully remastered in 3D and you can even play it in VR. So here you arrive to a beautiful island shrouded in mystery so you could unravel its secrets. As you learn what happened here, you will find that you are playing the key role in an epic story whose ending has not yet been written. One thing I must mention here is that the puzzles here are really difficult, so if you are not some puzzle game veteran, be careful here, because your gameplay can become a never-ending Google fest. Anyway, the game is gorgeous, it has nice steampunk and clockwork science elements in it, and that is always a feast for the eyes, and it will melt your smooth brain, maybe in a good way. Amnesia: The Dark Descent. This is a first-person survival horror game about immersion, discovery, and living through a nightmare, an experience that will chill you to the very core. You wake up without much memories and stumble through a narrow corridors as the distant cry is heard. It is getting closer, and you somehow are pretty much sure that there are no actual babies in this castle. You don't know what will you encounter here, but the fact is that the castle is huge, and you are not alone. And you have no weapon, you can only hide in the darkness. Funny thing is that the darkness makes you mad, and the light attracts nightmares. This is an absolute lose-lose situation. Amnesia also has this weird magical science in it. I would even call it early steampunk. You know, not the advanced technology with steam-powered machines and airships, but the very beginning of it. So, in general, if you ever wanted to be an actual protagonist in any Lovecraftian story, Amnesia will do everything it can to make you actually feel the dread. It will make your palms sweaty and the hair on your back will stand up. The game endorses the Lovecraftian trope of madness as you travel deeper and deeper down the cellars and dungeons of an ancient castle. What will you find deep down below? Nothing very nice, I promise. The game is an absolute gem with overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. Verne: The Shape of Fantasy. If the legends are to be believed, an ancient artifact lies buried in the lost land of Atlantis that has the power to change the course of history. By the legends, this artifact had power that was once responsible for both the rise and fall of legendary Atlantis, and you will have to find it. So this is an adaptation of Jules Verne novel, but it doesn't follow the book step by step. You know, the trick is that you are Jules Verne himself here. Yeah, don't ask. The game itself, of course, is more like a walking simulator than a real adventure game, but some of the puzzles will try to mess with your brain. I think it is a nice hidden gem you should definitely try. Close to the Sun. It's 1897, deep in international waters, the Helios station stands still. Born out of Nikola Tesla's vision, the Helios station serves as a haven for the greatest scientific minds, an unbound utopia for research, independent from the state and isolated from the gaze of society, free to push the boundaries of matter and time. So you will step aboard the Helios in search of your sister, and you will quickly discover that something went wrong. Grand halls stand empty and the stench of rotting flesh lingers in the air.
But why? Tell me why.
Well, because there are bodies on the ground, rotting. Yeah, when you see that, it can ring a bell in your mind that it might not be the usual state of this beautiful place. Or is it? That's what you have to find out.
And now, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.